this is so we're now getting a clearer picture, am I right then, in how the US intends to wage its ground battle against ISIL, certainly in Anbar province?
Yeah, at this point, giving it to those tribal forces. It's very important. We were with them 10 years ago. Now we're back again supporting them with weapons. 6 months ago, those advisors went in. That was the first trip of advisors. 200 advisors the president sent in. And what they did was assess those fighters. Can we give those guys weapons? And those advisors reported back to the president saying, we trust these guys with the weapons to fight ISIL. It's a call the advisors are making. It might not sit well with Baghdad. And I saw Imran Khan's story about what Baghdad thinks about giving them weapons.
Yeah, because there's a certain ambivalence, isn't there, about the possibility of having more weapons, even more weapons, which could, of course, come back to haunt Baghdad.
Yeah, haunt, ambivalence, no, they could turn the weapons onto Baghdad. That's what those advisors are paid for. Those 200 military advisors are in there making that call to give those guys the weapons.
And what about the Kurds, meanwhile? The Kurds complaining that they're not getting enough support. They need more air support in the first instance.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about subsequently needing some effort on the ground, exactly as we're seeing in Anbar.
Yeah. In that package you spoke about, the Kurds get a huge slice of it. But they get 80 million of it, of the billion-dollar package. That 24 million is a signal that we're going to give a Sunni force in Anbar province weapons. So the Kurds aren't going to turn it on us. Let's hope not. They never have.
No.
But
so
they're not getting air power is what you're saying. You said they're not getting air power.
Well,
Everybody wants...
They complained to say that they weren't getting enough support from the air, particularly in the eastern part of the country bordering Iran. And they suggested that might have been a deliberate ploy on the part of the US. What do you think of that?
The effort to get the Iranians involved?
Or not to get too involved in that part of the country which borders Iran.
Yeah, I understand. There's X amount of air power. There's X amount of bombs that can be dropped. And they're being selected carefully of where they're being dropped.
So it's interesting to know then that this is the result of the intelligence gathering on the ground. This is because we've been hearing, haven't we, about the US advisors.
That are growing and growing.
And we're wondering exactly what they were there to do. So this has been their main task, has it, in the first instance?
Right, to arm infantrymen, arm basic soldiers. Dropped a lot of bombs out there. A lot of bombs have been dropped from the sky. Now we have to get on the ground and start taking over terrain. If these tribal fighters can do it, and that you show them, Imran Khan has a camera on them, showing them taking over, that's what President Obama wants to see. That's what we all want to see. That's what a soldier wants, an American soldier wants to see, is Iraqi forces taking over Iraqi towns.
Now, as you mentioned, you're a former US soldier. What do you make of these reports that we're hearing now of former soldiers from the UK and from other Western countries who are joining up in the fight against ISIL in various parts of this swathe of territory? What do you make of this?
Yeah, there's been hundreds, but on both sides, surely. It's been on the ISL side as well as the YPG. I think you're talking about a story of YPG, a couple British, Anglo-British former soldiers. Now, the individuals, Martine, countries fight for their own reasons. Oil, terrain, religion. Individuals fight for their own personal reasons also. I've read the article. Guy's getting a lot of tweet hits. He's coming in, he's Facebooking, he's doing it from the media. He's a fighter. He has a history of fighting in wars. In this case, the individual has a taste for the war, whereas the British who are going there on the ISL side, they're going to support the caliphate. They have an ideology going in there, from what I understand.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Montieth Stewart, military analyst. Thank you for talking to us here at Al Jazeera.
Thank you very much.